not sponsored. The Pentax K1000 is praised for a number of reasons. It's considered by many to be a fantastic beginner camera. It's praised for its accurate and easy to use light meter, for its sturdy construction, for its devilish good looks, and its overall simplicity. And frankly, I think it deserves all of that praise. I'm gonna give you the too long didn't watch right up front. For whatever reason, if I had to get rid of all of my 35mm cameras except for one, the Pentax K1000 would be the one that stayed with me. Hey guys, Sweet Lou here. I have a lot of thoughts about the Pentax K1000, and you know what? This is one of those videos that I just kind of left on the back burner for quite a while. But here's a quick story as to why it jumped to the front of the queue. I was recently out in the middle of nowhere, Long Island. I was shooting some Milky Way stuff, big astro project this summer, weather permitting, of course. You'll see, that's not the point right now. Anyway, I was packing it in for the night. I left my K1000 exposing for star trails for like an hour or so. I started driving away. There was this street, right? And then a left-hand turn. And on the turn, I heard this strange tumbling sound. It was like... sounded like that. Something like that. I stopped my car and I got out, and it turns out I left my K1000 on the trunk of my car, and on the turn, yeeted it off the trunk of my car. As far as I can tell, it still works fine. It does have a few new dings in it though. I guess I can't put it up for sale on eBay for excellent plus anymore. Not that I was really trying to sell it anyway, but before I completely destroy the camera, I figured it would be a good time to make my video. To sum up everything,
my brain sucks.
And two quick things before we start. This video is a little bit longer, so I have added those time codes if you want to jump around, but don't do that because that hurts my watch time and I'll be really upset. And the second thing, would you kindly click that subscribe button? To me, this camera is it. I get the most consistent experience on it. My exposure, my focus, they're almost always spot on when I'm shooting on the K1000. But more importantly, I always feel good shooting it. It's a joy to use. There's really not a ton to say about it. It's just pure film photography simplicity. I think the K1000 is simple in all the right ways. It's streamlined. It's a very pure shooting experience. To me, there's no bells and whistles to get in the way. It's just you and your photos. It feels great in the hands. To me, it's the perfect daily carry. It's not too heavy, but it's still substantial. The build quality is really impressive. I mean, it can take a beating, clearly, thanks to my dumbass. It's photography stripped down to the basics. You control the aperture, the shutter speed, and the ISO, and the focus, of course, but that's about it, and it just works.
All of this just works. It's not, I'm not kidding.
Perhaps one of my favorite features on the K1000 is the light meter. In my experience, it's always right on the money. I've rarely taken a photo with this camera where the exposure was just way off. And to me, that's really important, especially for people who are just starting their film journey. If you're using this meter, you're gonna get a pretty good exposure, and you're not gonna have to worry about using a phone or an external light meter. You can just look through the viewfinder and do your thing. Now I know it's not perfect, and of course you're gonna get a more accurate reading from a dedicated light meter, but for my purposes, the internal meter on the K1000 is usually good enough. This is gonna be kind of a recurring theme, but it's simple. The light meter in the K1000 takes an average reading of the scene. See this little needle? If it's in the middle, you're on a proper exposure. If it's in the plus, you're overexposed. And if it's in the minus, you're underexposed. And to be clear here, there aren't any digital readouts of ISO or shutter speed, just the needle and your prism. Focusing is really simple in the K1000. When you look through the viewfinder, you're gonna see the focusing screen. There's a little circle in the middle. That's a microprism. The microprism is a really great focusing aid. When you're out of focus, you'll see these kind of weird, jagged, wavy lines. As you come into focus, the jagged lines disappear. It's a really great way to tell what's in focus and what isn't. Alright, let's talk some more technical crap. One thing I really need to emphasize is the way the camera is built. The K1000 is a fully mechanical camera, which is just magic in my opinion. But it could be a deal breaker for some. Why do I say that? Well, if it's not thoroughly clear already, you're not getting any sort of program or aperture priority mode in the K1000. This is a strictly manual camera. So if you value those, this might not be the camera for you. But after the traumatic death of my beloved GA645Zi, I really started to value cameras that were fully mechanical, more than ever before. And by the way, I did not throw the GA off of a moving car, the electronics just kinda randomly failed on me, unfortunately. Even though the K1000 is fully mechanical, it does use a battery. The battery is used to power the light meter. But keep in mind, because of its design, the battery isn't essential to take photos. If the battery dies, you can still use the camera. The K1000 uses just one LR44 battery. You pop it in the bottom right here. And the battery life is pretty outstanding, by the way. I've had my K1000 for 4 years and I've needed to change the battery once. And trust me, you'll know when you need to change the battery. The little needle in there for the light meter, it just won't move, it'll stay in the middle. Do keep in mind though, there's no on-off switch for the light meter. This is one of the few things I would consider a complaint about the camera. The light meter is active as long as light is going through the lens. So if you don't have the lens cap on when the camera's not in use, technically the battery is draining. Oh my god, I'm just realizing the lens cap is the on-off switch. And in my opinion, it's the mechanical design and the simplicity that really makes this camera outshine something like the Canon AE1 for me. The AE1 and AE1 program for that matter, the cameras just have a ton of electronics in there. And while you do get the wonderful benefits of having those electronics, you also open yourself up to more headaches. I've definitely had my share of electronic problems with Canon AE1s. And as you might have guessed, I'm not exactly good at fixing things. I excel at breaking cameras, I have a really good track record for that, but when it comes to taking things apart and fixing them, not so much. So for me, something sturdier, something that has less to go wrong in it, well, that's always good in my book. Loading the camera is super easy. It's just like any other 35mm camera. You just pull the film across onto the take-up spool thing and you're off to the races. You set your ISO right here on the shutter speed dial, you just lift up the cuff. It is slightly fiddly, but honestly, it's not something you're going to be messing with between every shot, so it's really not the end of the world. I've been super nice about the Pentax K1000, so I think it's time to bring up some not so nice things about it. First off, if you're just starting your film photography journey, this camera could be a little bit more than you want to spend. At the time of making this video, they're selling between $100 to $150 on eBay. But on the flip side of that, this camera had a very long run, which means it's not necessarily a hard camera to find. If you keep your eyes open in thrift stores, you might get lucky. My Pentax K1000 came from Goodwill with the 50mm f2, and I paid a very cool $6 for it. Again, it's not the Japan-made one, but, you know, $6, that's pretty alright. I think the other negative thing to bring up about the K1000 is the connotation that it's a beginner's camera. Honestly, I don't really care about that sort of thing. You know, we don't really need labels around here. I mean, I guess some labels matter. But I feel like some people get so wrapped up in the idea, ooh, that's a camera for college kids. You wanna know my philosophy? Just go shoot. Just get some film and shoot. Who cares what the camera is? Just go shoot. Photography isn't about what camera is in your hands, and the sooner you realize that, the happier you'll be. To me, the K1000 isn't a student camera, it isn't a beginner camera, it's just my camera. Here's the thing. Everyone needs to start somewhere with photography. Are there better choices for someone starting out? Sure. Something cheaper? Absolutely. But to me, the K1000 offers everything you need in a sleek, handsome body. To me, this isn't just a beginner camera. It's all reliable. It's the camera that comes with me to weddings, on vacations, and just a walk around the corner to the store. This wasn't my first film camera, and it certainly won't be my last, but there will forever be a special place for this camera in my heart. I know it's been a while, but it's time to boot up the Owen Wilson rating scale, and I'm giving the K1000 a historic Sweet Lou Photography first. 10 Owen Wilson wows out of 10. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. This video was a long time coming and it feels really good to have put it together finally. And I am super proud to show off the very first weekly feature on Sweet Lou Photography. If you've been tuning into the community challenges, I said that they were going to keep living on in these videos, and this is the first one. So this week's theme was black and white, and I chose this amazing drone shot. Big shout out to Drone Abstract / Philip. Hope I'm saying your name right. And thank you to everyone who submitted. Make sure you join the Discord to be a part of these. I'm doing these features in every video moving forward, so get in there, and submit your photos. The link to the Discord is in the description below, along with all my other social media stuff. And until next time, guys, I will see you soon. Goodbye! Everything seems normal. Knock wood. Admittedly, oh my god. Admittedly. You'll see. Don't. Shut up. It's pure film photography. Some
like and subscribe to Sweet Lou Photography. You're the man.